to keep this brief because I wanted just to make this kind of very spontaneously. The reason why I'm making this is because I know that I'm posting a lot of things, I'm making videos, and of course, you're hearing King speaking to other people and talking about his experiences throughout this process and at the moment where he's at. And I want you to be clear about something that it's going to sound, I know that King and I are not on the same page with a lot of things because it's going to sound like, you're getting two different kind of energies, and that's not what's going on here. King and I are very much on the same page, so it just means that, the thing about King is he's feeling very, I guess, the only way I can explain it is he's feeling very trapped where he is, and like he has no one he can actually talk to, that he can, no way of actually expressing himself as to what's going on for him. You can imagine when you're isolated like that and you're surrounded by people that you don't trust and you can't trust, and also you're in a lot of, you're going through a lot of emotions and you have no one to really talk to about that, and I think it's very healthy for him to express what he's been through, no matter how this comes out, no matter, as about him coming home now. So no matter what I've said, it's still very healthy for him to express everything that he's been going through and everything that he has experienced. And that doesn't mean that we're on two different pages and he doesn't know what's going on. You just have to trust that we are on the same page. We just, yeah, he just needs to do his thing. And, if you're ever in a healthy relationship, you understand that you have to let your partner do what they need to do. You're two different people. You're two people in a relationship, and you have to respect the decisions they make, and the choices they make for themselves, and support that, especially if it's going to be beneficial for them. You need to be able to put aside what you want. And I would love for him to call up onto this platform, but you all know the scenario at the moment. The situation is things are very sensitive. He still has Jennifer Bonjean as his attorney, and if she heard him on this platform as my partner, she would blow a fuse, and I don't know what she would do. She's very sociopathic. You people don't understand that she's sociopathic enough, I believe, to hurt him. And I would never encourage him to do anything that he feels would hurt him or even make him feel insecure at this stage, because I want him to feel safe. I want him to feel secure no matter what decisions he makes, because that's the whole point of this, is for him to come out of this without any further false allegations against him, like that he's been lying this whole time, or whatever else these people might come up with to explain me and him. And that's the thing you have to understand. So as much as you all want, things now, and you all want him now on this platform, you all really need to wait, because he cannot work against his own attorney right now, because that would just, he needs to just play everything safe until he's home, is what I'm basically saying, because he needs to be safe, and he hasn't been. Everything he has said and done has been used against him. And that's a very, very real thing, because there's a lot of corruption and there's a lot of corrupt people involved in this that don't care about him and that don't want the best for him. And they would take something that is good and innocent and turn it around to be something that's not. So all I wanted to say is basically, if you're hearing him sharing his experiences online, please support that. Just bear in mind everything I've told you about what's happening. That's really the page he's on, you know, because he can't say what I've been saying because he cannot speak freely. So I don't want you to think, oh, well, you know, that's everything he's saying, you know, to others is not real. His experiences are real. His health issues are real. The things that he's been through are real. So, but at the same time, I really do want you also to bear in mind that there's a lot he's not being able to say to you honestly and directly because of the situation he's in and who's listening. And you might think it cowardly or you might think whatever it is, but you're not in his shoes and you're not in his position and you're not in my position either. You know, and if you love somebody, you do put aside what you want in order to see them safe and in order for them to be safe and in order to not jeopardize the bigger picture. So I really want you to understand that King and I are very much on the same page no matter what you hear. And I can just speak freely because I am free. I am free to speak. I don't have anything over my head. I don't have anybody threatening me with more charges or with, you know, accusing me of, you know, or keeping me in prison for the rest of my life on false charges. I don't have that over my head, you know, so this is why I've been able to speak freely, but he hasn't. So when you hear him speak and tell what feels like another story, that you understand, you have to see the big picture. If you can't see the big picture and you're short-term or short-sighted people and all you care about is, you know, what you're hearing, then you're not seeing how complicated this whole situation is. You're not understanding how complex this whole situation is, and you've not understood anything that has gone down. Because if you understand what happened here, you understand it's very complicated, very complex, with a lot of characters involved and a lot of scenarios involved that were dishonest and corrupted and fraudulent, you know, and that's why we're here. And as such, it has to be handled with such sensitivity and delicacy. And I, as his partner, can only support everything in my power. You know, I can only do what I can to support him so that he comes home safely without any issues, any further issues. Because when he's home and when he's free of these charges, that's when we can really do the work to unravel what was said and done that was not true. Because at this point, he's got a lot over his head. It's not just his accusers. He's got his attorneys, his own attorneys. So, you know, King is so good. I mean, I could not have done it myself because I'm very bad at pretending. But I could not pretend that things were okay with Jennifer Bonjean, knowing what I know. But, you know, he's done better than I could because there's no way I could have. I would have definitely blown a number of fuses publicly against her. So, you know, and he's done the best he can because he has to play safe. So, you know, he can't speak on her. He can't speak about her until this is all finalized, what I've been doing. So please just hang in there. Like, it's literally, I don't know what hour it will happen, but I know that this is it. And there's no if, buts, or maybes. Just bear everything I've said in mind. I just wanted to quickly get on here and say that because I know I've not spoken about, you know, the interviews and all of that because there has been so much that I've been kind of doing this. I've been so busy, and to be honest with you, I thought as long as you guys understood what's going on my side, you kind of have to just pull it all together, and then you get the big picture when you hear him speak and when you hear me speak, as opposed to seeing us speaking on different platforms. You know, he cannot come onto this platform just yet because of the situation, you know, because it's just going to make everything so obvious, and it puts him in a very delicate situation if people start thinking that he's been lying all this time. And at this point, you know, if they were to accuse him, I would completely support him in denying that he you know, denying it all right now. I just want him to be safe. I want him to feel safe. No matter what, I want him to feel, and that's what I told him. I said, I want you to feel safe no matter what. I want you to feel safe until you're home. I don't want you to do anything that makes you feel unsafe, because he has felt unsafe physically, he's felt unsafe financially, he's felt unsafe mentally, he's felt unsafe spiritually, he's felt unsafe, just as a whole, because of these evil people all around him. He's in a place where there's just a lot of people that are evil and evil intended, and then he's also got people, on the outside that are evil intended. So he's surrounded by evil and darkness. So for me, as his partner, the biggest thing I can do is help him feel safe, but also encourage him, and soothe him out of this, because as a woman, like, to soothe him out of this situation as a woman, so that he feels supported, he feels loved, and he feels like he can, he can bear this. If you understand, if you've ever been through anything with somebody you love, that's the most important thing, and whatever else goes on between us is between us. And I'm not going to share all that, because this is our relationship. I'm not sharing that with you. But we have there's a lot that's that happens that you guys are not going to see and not going to hear about, and that's just how it is. You're never going to be a part of our relationship like that, because he's famous. So anyway, it's been about 11 minutes. I'm going to get off. This is very spontaneous, so when you get this, I'm sure it's going to be when you wake up. I didn't expect anyone to be online. I wanted actually just to have a moment to just say it without any interruptions, because there are people always watching that have evil intentions, and they want to pop in and just kind of disrupt my chain of thought and my energy flow. And I just didn't want that to happen this time. I just wanted to say what I need to say, because this is very important, because I really want to cover all grounds with you, so that you don't think, oh, wow, what about this now? Because that's always going to be the case. You're always going to have things pop up. And all I can say to you is, if you know I'm authentic, if you know I'm genuine, if you've seen the evidence I posted about who I am, about my conversations with the attorneys, about, everything, then all you have to do is just hold your horses a little, and not disregard what I'm saying just because you hear something new, but instead just take it on board and say, okay, this new piece of whatever I'm hearing, how does it fit into what Juliet has told me? Okay, she's told me he can't speak honestly, he can't speak openly, he can't speak freely. Okay, I need to be able to dissect what it is that he's saying that is real, and what it is that he's saying that he can't say, but she is saying. So I'm filling in the gaps of what he can't tell you, and that's really what you need to understand, because we are working together. We are, a unit. We are a team, and sometimes it may not look like that. We may look like we're working on separate teams, or like he's doing his own thing over here and I'm over here kind of on this channel. But just understand that he will be home, and when he's home, he'll be on this channel. I promise you. I will make sure he comes on this channel, even if it's just to say hello. But I know that I'm going to ask him, like, because he'll be free, and give him a moment though. Just don't expect him just to be, all up in this channel. Just give him a moment. Give him a moment when he gets home to, I guess, just have a moment of peace, and if there's anything that I need to tell you, I will tell you. If there's something that I've forgotten, I would come back and tell you. But I'm not going to make any more videos without him. I know that this is all about to change the situation of this channel. So I really want to wait for that. And as opposed to me just coming on and saying the same thing over and over again, I'm sure you guys get tired of it. Anyway, I will leave it there. I had a few people pop in. They must have popped back out. But anyway, I will speak to you all soon. Bye.